U.S. shoots down high-altitude object over Alaska, White House says.
Here's a summary of the article.
The White House said Friday that a high-altitude object has been shot down over Alaska. President Joe Biden ordered the shoot-down, spokesman John Kirby said, adding that the origin of the object wasn't determined. He said because it posed a reasonable threat to the safety of civilian flight, that out of an abundance of caution and at the recommendation of the Pentagon, Biden ordered the military to down the object. It came inside our territorial waters. Those waters right now are frozen, but inside territorial airspace and over territorial waters. Fighter aircraft assigned to U.S. Northern Command took down the object within the last hour, Kirby said. The object came to U.S. attention Thursday evening, Kirby said. Fighter aircraft first saw it late last night. It was a small object, and they were flying at high speed, he said. Hugh said the predominant reason Biden ordered it shot down was the safety of flights traveling at that altitude.
This post received a score of 18,000, with an upvote ratio of 95%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
No information on what kind of object it was, just that it was the size of a small car.
FTA. Sounds like it was a balloon of some sort based upon the, like the other one, comment and the fact that there aren't many things that fly at 40,000 feet, 12,000 meters, that aren't maneuverable.
The DoD is not calling it a balloon for what it's worth. Per CNN, time will tell, however.
They should have called it a UFO just to make everyone's heads explode.
It technically is a UFO. It's unidentified, was flying, and it's an object.
Is that a 747 or an Airbus? If your contractor has a UFO clause, just walk away.
A rare BOFH reference. My patron saint.
Can you explain? I read the story but I'm a couple beers in and didn't get it.
The boss gave shit work to a subcontractor who was hired with weird contract clauses. In retaliation, he got the boss to fail to identify an airplane, triggering the extra pay when asked to work when a UFO is sighted near the building clause.
Thanks for that. Well done.
Is this an increase in unidentified objects in U.S. airspace or a new U.S. precedent to shoot down unidentified objects in their airspace?
After the recent news about the Chinese spy balloon, it was revealed that several Chinese spy balloons flew over our airspace during the Trump administration, and were not shot down. I guess this happens all the time, but our government does not report it. Maybe all these recent reports are a distraction from something else.
Even this isn't clear. Trump's defense secretary said this was never identified to him. Biden's team now says, we didn't know the balloons had crossed into U.S. airspace until after Biden took office. And they haven't yet explained what that means.
It means they collected enough data watching the balloon to then go through old recordings and notice there were other balloons.
Exactly. Once a radar signature is identified, it's easier to then go back and look at historical data for similar signatures. It is a little alarming that several balloons floated through U.S. airspace unrecognized despite spending close to $1 trillion per year on defense, though. Maybe it was identified but they assumed it was a NOAA 100k feet elevation weather balloon.
I'm a software engineer at a company worth trillions. Every time I do a deep dive into our logs and metrics, I literally find a dozen bugs. But these rarely are actual issues for customers. I expect this is the same. And only after a real problem is identified can you make sense of past data.
The most valuable company in the world is Apple at just under $2.4 trillion. The US spends $1.9 trillion per year on defense. We spend enough money on defense to buy the entirety of Apple every 15 months. Apple's operating expenses last year was about $250 billion. We spend 8 times that on defense per year. There is no private company that comes close to the scale of the collective U.S. defense agencies.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.